Be honest with me for a second. The last appraisal, did your manager actually tell you what you'd get? Or did you just get a letter? You read the number, felt a little disappointed, and told yourself, okay, chalo, and went back to your desk. That moment, that quiet acceptance, that's costing you lakhs every single year. I've worked with ops managers in Pune getting underpaid against their own peers. HR leaders in Hyderabad who discovered their junior was earning more after the job switch. Trainers turned professionals who didn't even know that negotiating was allowed. Here's what I found out. It was never about talent. It was always about 5 specific mistakes. Mistakes nobody teaches you in college, nobody tells you at onboarding, and your company is absolutely not going to volunteer. I'm going to give you all 5 today and exactly what to say instead. Because the next offer letter you sign should not be the one they want to give you. It should be the one that you deserve. Now, HR calls or they ask you in the interview, what are your salary expectations? And you say 15 to 20 lakhs per annum. Done. Over. You just lost the negotiation before it even started. Because here's what happened in their head the moment you gave that, great, 15 it is. You handed them the ceiling and called it a range. The rule is simple. Whoever says a number first loses. In a negotiation, the first number is an anchor. And if you drop the anchor, they'll chain you to it. Instead, say this, write this down. Can you help me understand the full scope of the role before we talk numbers? I'm sure if it's a strong fit, we can agree on something fair for both sides. Calm, confident, no number. Now they have to show their hand first. I coached a senior ops manager, great performer, 15 years of experience. When she finally asked for a raise, she told the manager, I need this because I've been here 5 years and my expenses have gone up. Now her manager nodded sympathetically and gave her 8%. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Corporate India doesn't negotiate with your needs. It negotiates with your value. No manager is going to go to the CFO or the function head and say we need to pay her more because her rent went up. But they will say her profile is being approached by competitors. The market rate for her role in this city is 20% higher than what we are paying her. We need to move. So before your next appraisal, do this. Go to LinkedIn Salary, Glassdoor, Ambition Box, get 3 data points. Then say, based on the current market, for someone with my experience in this domain, the going range in Pune is X to Y. I'd like to align my compensation to that. Now, you're not asking for a favor. You're correcting a market inefficiency. That's a completely different conversation. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, yeah, I wish someone had told me this 5 years ago, then share this with one person right now who needs to hear it. A friend, a colleague, someone in your family who's just accepted whatever they were given. And if you want more of this every week, tactics for how to earn more, lead better, and actually build a career that respects your effort, then you subscribe. Now back to it. Because mistake number 3 is the one that kills appraisals for even senior people. Most people, they negotiate like salary is one thing. Well, it's not. It's a pie. And when the HR says we can't go higher on fixed pay, most people hear no and stop. That's the mistake. Because sometimes the fixed pay band is genuinely locked. The budget is capped at that level for that grade. But the variable payout percentage, that's flexible. The joining bonus, that's very flexible. The role level, whether they hire you as a senior associate or a manager, absolutely negotiable. Ask these 3 questions. Is there room in the variable or the performance linked component? The second one, is there a one-time joining bonus possible given the gap with my expectations? And the third one, would it be possible to revisit this after a 6-month review? Money is money. It doesn't matter which column or where it sits in your structure. Don't let that internal labels become your ceiling. This one is personal for a lot of people. You've been in the same company for 6, 7, 10 years. You've never created trouble. You stayed through the tough quarters, you trained the new hires, and you genuinely feel like that should count for something at appraisal time. It does count, just not in the way you think. Loyalty keeps you safe, it doesn't get you paid. What gets you paid is being able to say with documents, in the last 12 months, I led X, which delivered Y, the results to the business, impact, numbers, outcomes. I call it own it method. O for observe your wins throughout the year, W for write them down with actual numbers, N for name the value they created for the company. Then when appraisal time comes, you're not talking about how long you stayed. You're talking about what you built. That's the conversation that gets you 20%, not 8%. Last one, and this might make you uncomfortable. If you cannot walk away from this offer, you're not negotiating. You're hoping. And hope, it is not a strategy. I'm not telling you to quit. I'm telling you this, the moment you know you have options, everything changes. The way you speak changes. The energy in the room changes. HR, and I say this from experience, coaching both sides, HR can feel desperation, and they will, consciously or not, use it. So here's what I want you to do this week. Not if you're job hunting, not if you're unhappy, just as a practice. Update your resume. Turn on open to work privately on LinkedIn. Have one conversation with a recruiter, not to leave, just to know your worth in the market today. Because when you sit in that appraisal meeting, knowing you have options, you won't beg, you'll negotiate. And that difference, that quiet confidence is worth lakhs. So tell me in the comments, which of these 5 was you? The person who gave their number too early, who played the loyalty card, who accepted the first offer without a single question. No judgment. I have seen VPs make these same mistakes. And if you know someone right now who's negotiating a new offer letter and is about to hit accept, please send them this video. One share could change what they earn for the next 5 years. I read every comment, so drop yours below and I'll give you specific advice for your situation. I'll see you in the next one. All the best. And yes, my debut book, Speak, Lead, Inspire, launches on 21st of May. I will share the links here, so make sure you order your copy.